Just to kind of follow up on that, you guys had 58 points in the first half, 36 in the second half. How much of that was just you felt like the shot quality was good and missing open looks?
I don't know what our turnover total. I know we had at least one shot clock violation there in the fourth, and I don't know what our turnover total was in the second half. But I mean, I can think of 5 or 6 plays. You know, Bron twice from 4 feet in the paint, Rui at the rim. LeBron from the corner, Doe with a couple great looks from the corner. Again, we're going to live with that process and live with that result. And you know, I think it's fair to say we won the game with our defense tonight, but our offense had a lot to do with that. You know, not allowing them to get out in transition, and when they did, as AR did late in the game, taking the charge, you know, we were able to stop them from scoring, or in some cases stop them from even getting a quick shot up, and then they had to run half-court offense. So I just think you know, as much as it was the defense tonight, you know, our offense actually helped quite a bit with some of the transition stuff.
JJ, Rui got to your right. Rui got banged up. Has to put a mask on. At one point, he throws the mask off, keeps competing, gets fit for another mask, and he's battling on the block. He's going into the lane on offense. He's trying to get offensive rebounds. Just how do you think his effort typified the shift you guys wanted to see in physicality tonight?
Yeah, you know, he played like a warrior tonight. I'm sure that he's probably in the X-ray room right now. But he did a lot of really good things. I think when we watched the tape, there was a few plays that he made, just getting deflections and disrupting plays, leading to late shot clock possessions for them. Some plays at the rim, you know, that don't show up in the box score, but he was awesome tonight.
JJ, minus some, I guess, anomaly minutes through 6 games against them this season, it's looked a lot like that in terms of low scoring and kind of a rock fight. Is it fair? Have you seen enough in the series to kind of anticipate it's going to look to some degree like this moving forwards?
Well, yeah, I mean, I think you can sort of anticipate that, but you know, we weren't ready for a rock fight to start game 1, so I've seen enough of these and been in enough of these that, you know, you can have these low-scoring games and sort of low offensive output games that are really physical, and all of a sudden somebody starts making threes. There's a few turnovers that leads to a high transition half, and somebody scores 120. That's just kind of how basketball works. Every game is a little different, but I think the mentality for both teams is to have a rock fight.
JJ, the timeout you were discussing a few minutes ago got a lot of play online because the TV captured some very colorful language, and obviously the guys can handle a few curse words, but yeah. I'm just curious, when you do call a timeout, you do see that tide starting to turn, you want to make an impact to have the kind of run you guys had afterward. How do you sense when to really lay into them, and how do you sense when to not, so that you're not just always barking?
Yeah, I mean, I've done that in a game a handful of times in 6 preseason games, 82 regular season. It was at 90 games. I've done it a handful of times. It's not something that I want to do. It's something I'm more than comfortable doing. But I think tonight it was just more about getting that urgency button switched back on.
JJ, they were up by 9, fourth quarter. All of a sudden, LeBron makes a steal at a point. Describe what that was like from a coaching standpoint.
Yeah, again, I can't remember what exactly happened on that possession, but it felt like they potentially had a transition opportunity, a numbers advantage, just a huge play. And, you know, they go down and score. All of a sudden, there's some momentum, 6, 7 points, and LeBron just made a massive play. And it's not just him. You know, I think our guys really just were all in tonight with their effort, and they battled. And you got to be proud of the group tonight.